The clock struck 6:09 p.m. EDT on July 18, 2025, and the hum of the Marriott downtown's air conditioning filled the room as Jake Henderson sat hunched over his laptop. At 33, the software engineer was a master of code, his sharp mind behind the success of Henderson Inc., his family's construction empire. Tomorrow, he'd marry Emily Carter in a lavish ceremony at Riverside Gardens, a union blending love with a $50 million business deal. The guest list 300 names from CEOs to the Ohio governor scrolled on his screen. But peace shattered when Mike Carter, his college best friend and best man, left his unlocked phone on the table during a quick bathroom break. The clock ticked past 7:00 p.m. EDT on July 18, 2025, as Jake Henderson barricaded himself in his Marriott hotel room, the city lights of Columbus flickering beyond the window. His laptop glowed, fingers flying across the keys as he built a digital weapon. The betrayal of Emily and Mike still burned, but Victor Hayes' shadow loomed larger, a puppet master, dangling a $1 million carrot to steal Henderson Inc. Jake's mind raced, piecing together a system to send the video texts and a hacked audio of Victor's bribe to all 300 wedding guests, including the press. Every line of code was a brick in his fortress of revenge, synced to detonate when he stood at the altar. Digging deeper, he breached their shared cloud drive, unearthing a gold mine. A contract between Victor and Mike outlined the takeover. 70% of Henderson Inc.'s stock signed over post-wedding. An email from Victor read, "Mike, seal the deal tomorrow, and the money's yours. Keep Jake blind." A recording captured Victor's gravelly voice. "Emily's the bait. Jake's too soft to see it." The evidence stacked up a tower of deceit. Jake's chest tightened. How had he missed this? Memories flooded back. 6 months ago, Victor had pressed him to sign a proxy for the family's future, his smile too wide. Mike had chimed in, "Trust him, Jake. He's family now." Trust. The word tasted bitter. Emily's late-night business calls, Mike's lingering hugs at rehearsals, her probing questions about joint accounts, all signs he'd dismissed as wedding jitters. Now they screamed conspiracy. His phone buzzed. 9:00 a.m. EDT, July 19th. Victor's voice crackled through, "Come on, Jake, marry Emily today. Or Henderson Inc. crumbles. I've got the board in my pocket." Jake's jaw clenched. "You'll see me marry the truth, not your daughter," he shot back, hanging up. Minutes later, Mike called Emily, his tone smug. "Today's the day, babe. We'll be rich. Just keep Jake from suspecting." Jake recorded it, a final nail in their coffin. Inside, doubt gnawed. 15 years of friendship with Mike, 5 with Emily gone. But Victor's manipulation tipped the scales. His father's words echoed again. "Fight smart." Jake tested the system twice, the server humming with precision. By 10:00 a.m., it was ready. This wasn't just revenge. It was a declaration of war. A notification blinked. "Loved what you sent me from Emily." Jake's stomach dropped. He tapped the screen. A video loaded, grainy at first, then clear as day. Emily, in her hotel robe, laughing with Mike, their bodies tangled on her bed. The timestamp 3:00 p.m. today. The audio hit like a punch. Her giggle, his smug whisper. Victor's plan is working. Jake's vision blurred with rage. His fiancée and his brother in arms betraying him hours before the vows. He gripped the phone knuckles, white, ready to hurl it. But a memory stopped him. 5 years ago, his father's voice, weak from lung cancer, rasped, "Use your head, Jake, not your fists. The truth is your strongest weapon." He exhaled, copied the video, and thread to his encrypted cloud and deleted his tracks. Emily had been his rock. After his dad's funeral, she'd held him through the nights, promising, "We'll build a life together." That memory twisted the knife deeper now. But this wasn't just betrayal. It was a scheme. A hacked email from Victor Hayes. Emily's father flashed on Jake's mind, a tycoon pulling strings, promising Mike $1 million to marry Emily into Jake's fortune, then seize Henderson Inc.'s 70% stake. Victor's voice echoed from a voicemail Jake had ignored. Sign the proxy son for the family's future. Family. A lie. Emily, Mike, and Victor Jake muttered, eyes narrowing. "You think I'm a pawn? I'll burn this chessboard down." He glanced at Mike's phone. Another message popped up. Victor says, "Once the wedding's done, we'll have it all. Don't let Jake suspect." The words fueled a fire. Tonight he'd turn their game into his reckoning. The sun dipped low over Riverside Gardens at 4 p.m. EDT on July 19th, 2025, casting a golden sheen across the Columbus skyline and the Cuyahoga River. Jake Henderson stood at the altar, his tailored suit a stark contrast to the storm raging inside. The venue buzzed with 300 guest CEOs in tuxedos, the Ohio governor, sipping champagne, reporters from CNN whispering into microphones. Emily Carter glided down the aisle, her $30,000 modern American wedding gown shimmering a vision of perfection with its sleek lines and crystal accents. Her smile was radiant, her hand trembling slightly in her father's grip. Mike Carter, best man and traitor, flanked Jake, adjusting his tie with a smirk. Victor Hayes sat in the front row, his steely gaze a king surveying his court. Reverend Thomas's voice rose warm with scripture. "We gather to unite Jake and Emily in holy matrimony." Emily squeezed Jake's hand, whispering, "I love you forever." Jake's thumb hovered over his phone, his face a mask of calm. When the vows came, he took the microphone. "Emily, Mike, Victor, I trusted you all, but last night I learned what you are." He pressed send. The massive screen behind them, meant for wedding photos, flickered to life. The video rolled Emily and Mike in a tangle of sheets, her laugh cutting through the silence, his voice bragging, "Victor's plan is working." Phones buzzed as the system delivered texts, the contract, and Victor's bribe audio. Gasps erupted. A reporter dropped her notepad. The crowd turned, chaotic cameras flashing. Emily lunged, snatching at the mic. "Jake, you're insane. This is your setup." She swung her palm, cracking against his cheek. Jake caught her wrist, his voice ice cold. "You're slapping the truth." "Emily." Mike charged, fists raised, but security tackled him. "You ruined my life, you bastard." He roared, thrashing. Victor rose, his face purple. "I'll sue you into oblivion, you little shit." Jake smirked. "Sue away. But watch this." He triggered a second file, Victor's voice offering Mike the $1 million sent straight to the governor's phone. Victor froze, mouth agape. The drama peaked. Jake leaned into the mic. "Emily's pregnant. Tell them who the father is, Mike or Victor." Her knees buckled. "I don't know," she screamed, tears streaming. "It could be either." The crowd gasped, some retching, others filming. Victor staggered, clutching his chest. Mike wailed, "This can't be happening." Jake ripped off his ring, hurling it to the floor. "I won't marry a traitor or your puppet, Victor," he shouted, striding out as chaos reigned, guests booing, a few clapping in awe. The clock struck 6:13 p.m. EDT on July 19, 2025, as Jake Henderson stormed out of Riverside Gardens, the uproar fading behind him. The air was thick with Ohio's summer heat, but his pulse thundered with a cold victory. Inside the scene was a circus. Emily's sobs echoed, Mike's shouts clashed with security, and Victor's threats dissolved into a coughing fit as the governor's aides pulled him aside. CNN cameras captured it, all the video already trending with Schumacher alter betrayal. Jake didn't look back. He slid into his car tires, screeching toward his Columbus apartment in Short North, and packed a bag with ruthless efficiency. Henderson Inc. would weather the storm. Victor's leverage crumbled with the exposé, but Jake needed out. By midnight, he was on I-70 headlights, cutting through the darkness toward Denver. The scandal exploded online. Henderson Inc. lost a $30 million deal with Hayes Enterprises, but a rival investor swooped in, saving the company. Victor faced an FBI probe for bribery, his empire teetering. Emily and Mike vanished from social media, their names mud. Jake didn't care. His focus shifted to rebuilding. In October 2025, at a tech conference in Denver, Jake spotted Sarah Miller, a coder he'd met at Ohio State. Her sharp grin cut through his haze. Jake Henderson, still breaking codes, she teased. They grabbed coffee, her honesty a balm after Emily's lies. Over weeks, their talks deepened work-life trust. By November, Jake's consulting firm thrived remote from Denver's mountains. On a crisp afternoon, Jake stood atop Rocky Mountain, the city sprawling below. Sarah joined him, her voice soft. "You're stronger than they thought." Jake's eyes hardened. "I don't need them to think. I need them gone." He gazed at the horizon, a smirk breaking through. "They stole love, but I stole freedom. Drop dead, Victor." The wind carried his words away, a final defiant echo.